ever get that feeling?
Yeah.
Scrolling and scrolling through social media
Right.
and still feeling totally alone.
Oh, yeah.
Especially like around the holidays, it's like that isolation just hits harder.
Definitely.
But imagine, what if there was like a way to actually find your people online?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
real sense of belonging, even in the digital world.
Right. Well, that's what we're diving into today.
Okay.
With this awesome guide, actually, from the LPot community.
I've heard of them.
They're like experts in figuring out online connection.
Yeah.
And they have some seriously practical advice in this guide, I think.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
And you know what I really appreciate about it is that they don't just kind of throw you into like the deep end of online groups.
Right.
It's like they start with you.
Yeah, totally. It's all about self-awareness first.
Yes.
They even suggest like actually writing down your top 3 interests.
Mm.
And then what you actually want to get out of joining a community online.
Yeah.
Like, are you hoping to, learn new skills?
Or connect with people who get your passions, or even find collaborators for a project,
Yeah, totally.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's almost like setting an intention, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, by being clear about your why up front,
Right.
you're more likely to find a community that really fits your needs and your goals.
Absolutely. And speaking of finding the right community, the guide kind of made me rethink where I'm looking.
Oh, interesting.
I tend to go towards the big platforms like Facebook and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
But they suggest thinking smaller, more niche.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think that's where the magic really happens.
Yeah.
Think about, would you rather be like a face in a massive crowd?
Yeah.
Or, a valued voice in a smaller, more focused group?
Mm-hmm.
These niche communities are out there for almost anything, I think.
Yeah.
Obsessed with vintage sci-fi.
Uh-huh.
There's a Discord for that. Can't get enough of, 18th century French poetry.
Why?
There's a Reddit community brimming with fellow enthusiasts.
It's like there's this whole hidden world of online communities just
Yeah.
waiting to be discovered.
Totally.
I love that. And the guide actually even gives some pretty clever tips on how to find them.
Oh, good.
Like, it's not just about searching generic keywords.
Yeah.
It's about getting specific. Like instead of searching sci-fi,
Right?
try retrofuturism or pulp magazines.
Wow.
You'll be surprised what you find.
Yeah,
You know,
totally. So once you've found a few communities that pique your interest,
yes.
the LPot guide emphasizes something that I think is so crucial but often overlooked: authenticity.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think?
Yes. It's so tempting to try to fit in by,
Yeah.
projecting this image of who you think you should be
Right.
in that space.
Mm-hmm.
But the guide is like, ditch the act.
Yeah.
Drop the curated persona
And
let your genuine self shine through,
I love that. It's interesting because from a psychological perspective,
Yeah.
authenticity actually breeds connection.
Right.
When you're being your true self,
Right.
you're naturally attracting people who resonate with the real you,
Yeah.
not some made up version.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
And, it's not just about showing up authentically once and then disappearing into the digital void.
Mm-hmm.
The guide actually talks about the importance of consistent engagement.
Yes.
It's like any relationship.
Yeah.
You have to nurture it.
Exactly. Think of it like tending a garden.
Okay.
If you want your plants to thrive,
Yeah.
you need to water them regularly,
Okay.
weed out negativity,
Yeah.
and give them the right environment to flourish.
Mm.
Same with online communities.
Okay, cool.
Regularly commenting on posts,
Yeah.
participating in discussions, even sharing your own unique knowledge or
Right.
perspective.
Right. Yeah.
That's what helps those connections grow stronger.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about being an active participant,
Mm.
not just a passive observer.
Exactly.
And you know what else I thought was really interesting?
What's that?
The guide encourages taking that engagement a step further
Mm-hmm.
by leveling up with events.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Yeah, they really highlight the power of real-time interaction.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about things like live Q&A sessions with experts,
Right. Yeah.
webinars, workshops to like get creative with other members,
Right.
or even just casual like online meetups,
Oh, cool.
just to chat and connect.
Wow, I hadn't thought about it like that. It really adds a whole other dimension
Right.
to online interaction, going beyond like just text on a screen.
Yeah.
It's like you're actually, hanging out with these people, even if you're miles apart.
Exactly. It's like bridging that gap between the digital and the real world. But before you get too carried away with all this connecting, the LPot guide brings up something that I think is super crucial.
Okay.
Boundaries.
Oh, yeah. Right. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement of, finding your tribe online.
Yes.
But the guide reminds us that respecting everyone's time and energy is like essential for a healthy online experience.
They're big on fostering a culture of kindness and inclusivity, reminding us that everyone deserves to feel safe and respected.
Yeah.
And that includes respecting your own limits, too.
Yeah.
It's about finding that balance between being like an active, engaged member and protecting your own well-being.
Like they're saying, yes, connect, engage, have fun, but don't burn yourself out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. I love that.
It's so important to remember that, and I think one thing that really struck me about the LPot guide was how they weave that idea of respect and boundaries throughout their approach to online community building.
Yeah.
It's not just like a tacked on afterthought.
You're right. It's like it's baked into their DNA.
Totally.
It makes me think about those times I've been in online groups that started to feel like toxic or draining.
Yeah.
Maybe there was like a lot of negativity or drama.
Right.
Or people were constantly pushing each other's boundaries.
It happens.
Yeah.
And, it really highlights how crucial it is to be mindful of the kind of environment you're contributing to.
Right.
Both as a member and potentially as a leader or a creator.
Exactly. And it ties back to that whole authenticity thing too, doesn't it?
Totally.
If you're in a community where people feel safe and respected, they're way more likely to show up authentically.
Yes.
Which in turn creates even deeper, more meaningful connections.
It's like a positive feedback loop.
Okay.
Respect breeds authenticity, which breeds connection.
Right.
And it just keeps building from there.
I love that. It's almost like a blueprint for creating a thriving online community.
Absolutely.
So we've talked about knowing yourself.
Yeah.
Finding those niche communities. Being authentic.
Yes.
Showing up consistently.
Right.
And setting healthy boundaries.
Right.
But let's not forget about the leveling up part.
Oh, yeah. The events?
The online events that the guide talked about.
Yes.
I'm still, buzzing about those.
Yeah.
They really sparks my imagination.
Me too.
Imagine attending a webinar on sustainable living with a bunch of people who are just as passionate about it as you are.
Right.
Or participating in a live Q&A with your favorite author.
Yeah.
Or even learning a new skill, like coding or creative writing, alongside a supportive online group.
It's amazing.
It is.
And it's not just about attending events created by others.
Right.
The guide also encourages thinking about hosting your own.
Wow.
Imagine organizing an online meetup for people in your profession.
Yeah.
To share tips and support each other. Or creating a virtual book club to discuss your favorite reads.
The possibilities are really endless.
Truly.
I love how the guide encourages us to experiment,
Yeah.
To step outside our comfort zone and explore all the different ways we can connect with people online.
Because at the end of the day, it's about finding that sense of belonging, right?
Yeah.
That feeling of being part of something bigger than ourselves, connected to people who get us, who share our interests and our values.
It's about building a community that supports us.
Yes.
Inspires us, challenges us to grow.
Right.
And reminds us that even in a world that can feel increasingly isolating, we're not alone.
And it all starts with taking that first step, to finding those interests, finding those niche communities, and showing up authentically ready to connect.
This deep dive has really highlighted the fact that building community online is a journey, not a destination.
It's about continuous exploration, engagement, and growth.
Yes.
Trying new things, putting yourself out there, and being open to the unexpected connections that might come your way.
And the LPot community has given us such a fantastic roadmap for navigating that journey.
They really have.
They've reminded us that even in this vast digital landscape, meaningful connections are possible.
Absolutely.
And that we have the power to create the communities we crave.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
okay,
we'd love to hear from you.
What's resonated most with you from the LPot Guide? What insights have sparked your curiosity or maybe even challenged your assumptions about online communities? And most importantly, like, what's one small step you're inspired to take to start building your own online community? Maybe it's finally joining that Discord server you've had your eye on.
Yeah.
Or reaching out to someone you admire in your field.
That's a great idea.
We truly believe that even the smallest actions can create ripples of connection, leading to something much bigger than ourselves.
It's true. You know, when I first started reading this guide, I was a bit skeptical at first.
Really?
Okay, another article about finding your tribe online. I've heard it all before.
Yeah?
But the LPot community actually, walks the walk.
Right. They actually invite readers to join their Discord server at the end of the guide.
It's awesome.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're not just talking about this theoretically. We're living it. And we want you to join us.
Exactly.
I love that.
It's such a, brilliant way to put everything they've talked about into practice.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to connect with other people who are on the same journey.
Right.
Who are just as passionate about building authentic and supportive online communities.
You could, bounce ideas off each other.
Totally.
Share your struggles and triumphs.
Yeah.
Really learn from each other's experiences.
It's like having a built-in support system for your online community building adventures.
Totally. And it really reinforces the idea that this isn't like a solo mission.
Right. We're all in this together.
Figuring it out as we go.
Exactly. And sometimes having that sense of shared purpose and support can make all the difference.
Well, I think it's safe to say that this deep dive has been a real eye-opener for me.
Yeah, me too.
And I hope it has been for you too.
Yeah.
The LPot community has given us so much to think about. And more importantly, so much to act on.
Absolutely. They've reminded us that even in this vast, sometimes overwhelming landscape of the internet, genuine connection is possible.
And that we have the power to create the kind of communities we want to see in the world.
Communities that are inclusive, supportive, and full of heart.
So as we wrap up, we want to leave you with this.
Yeah.
What resonated most with you from this deep dive?
What's one small step you can take today?
Yeah, right now.
To start building your own online community?
Maybe it's finally defining those top 3 interests, searching for that niche community you've been curious about, or even attending a virtual event that sparks your interest.
Whatever it is, we encourage you to take action.
Because the world needs more connection.
Yeah.
More community.
More people who are willing to reach out.
And build those bridges.
Both online and off.
Happy connecting.